Hello, greetings. Engineer Bob here. Welcome back to Space Engineers, sandbox building and survival game. We continue on our journey with The First Jump, Mission 3, Ruined Camp. Welcome to our former settlement. There used to be over 100 of us here, living, working, trying to build a new colony. We thought the ROS contract would be the start of a new era, growing into something even bigger. Shortly after the artifact was excavated, they sent in their gunships and mercilessly slaughtered almost all of us. We left our colony in the ruins that you see behind you. The reason we have brought you here is to ask for your help. We cannot strike at the corporation alone, but with your engineering skills, we might have a chance. There's an old frigate in the hangar here who was damaged in the attack, but with your abilities, I'm sure we can get it flying again. We're planning an assault on the corporation fleet and need every ship we can get. Good luck, engineer. Goodbot says that there are no power signatures from the base. We probably need to give these solar panels a kickstart to get everything going. There are some components in the container, sending coordinates. Thanks, I guess. Kind of shanghaied me, and now you've got me working for you. I guess I appreciate the ride. Some spare parts in the container over here. Aim at the access port and press F or I. Let's go ahead and press I. Here we can see some items in the inventory. We can double click these items to transfer them into my inventory. I'll double click this welder. We can see that I already have a few welders and an elite welder. I'm going to deposit these excess welders as they're just occupying space at the moment. I also am pretty good with only one hydrogen and one oxygen bottle, so I'll go ahead and deposit the rest. I will want to keep these components on hand, and I'll go ahead and take a few of each of these. By double-clicking on an item, I can exchange all of it into my inventory. If I hold Control, I will take only 10. If I hold Shift, I will take 100. I'll go ahead and take a few of each of these items, as I don't know what I'll be using them for. With some of these items in my inventory, I can access my toolbar screen by pressing G. By pressing G, I can take the character tools and weapons and add them back to my hotbar. I'll take my welder, my rifle, my other rifle, and we'll go back up here to all blocks. We're instructed to add the battery to our toolbar, so we'll go ahead and do that. Swap my weapons and get them ready, but it seems like I'm out of rapid fire ammo. So just number 5 rifle will do for now. Pressing G again, I can take this battery and drop it to my hotbar. Here we can see the ghosted image of a large grid battery placed in front of us. Let's go ahead and put this on the red area. We can choose where we are placing an item by having the items snap to the grids. Grids are what the structures are called around us. This is a large grid. It measures 2.5 by 2.5 by 2.5 meters. Let's go ahead and place this battery here. We can see that the components it requires are steel plate to start with, and since we have steel plate in our inventory, we can start the construction of this battery. Left click once we are satisfied with where it's going to be placed. We see our hotbar has been cleared out again, so let's go ahead and press G and access our character weapons and tools. I'll go ahead and replace my rifles and go down to character tools, re-add my welder. We can go forward to the battery and see the components required for its construction. We already have some in our hand. I'm going to give it just a quick tap with the left mouse button. We can see that the items that we had in our inventory have been deposited into the battery. However, we're still missing some components. With the welder out, we can right-click and add components to our build planner. Access the build planner by pressing G. The battery and its components are here. Back over to our cargo container. We can either manually draw these out, or we can use the middle mouse button to withdraw components from the small cargo container. Let's go ahead and do that since they are already added from our build planner. Pressing middle mouse button will withdraw all the components that we can carry. We can see that our inventory bar, notated here in red, has become filled. If we look at our inventory by pressing I, we can see that the items that we needed have been added to our inventory, and only the ones that we needed were withdrawn, no excess. For now, let's go ahead and close this cargo container and add what we have back to this battery. Left clicking again will add everything in. We can either hold left click to weld, or we can double left click to have it weld automatically. It looks like this solar panel is now aligned to track the sun. So this station should be able to have more power. Let's go ahead and enter the hangar. Here's the hangar entrance. This facility does certainly look like it's seen better days. Might be developing a phobia about elevators, since they don't seem to lead to good things. There are some components in the containers here that we'll need to get this ship operational. Looks like there's a control room over there that we can access to get a better readout of what's going on. Alright, let's get going. Here's another med bay. Let's go ahead and top off our energy. This one is also topped off our hydrogen. Excellent. We'll probably need that if we need to fly around. This looks like a computer core of some sort. And some extra components lying around. They must have evacuated this place in a hurry. That kind of lends credibility to their story. Control room ahead. Now let's take a message from the most important person in Starfleet's history, Chief Miles O'Brien. Finally, after many months of work, I've almost finished repairing the frigate. It's hard to remember the state it was in when they first dumped it on me to repair. Half the systems were malfunctioning, and I think it was more rust than ship. The last task on my list is to repair the main thruster. After that, we will just need to resupply, and it should be good to go. I'll be glad to see it go. The only thing I fear is what they'll bring to me next to repair. Here's the control room. Use the button panel marked here. Go ahead and activate. We need to acquire uranium from storage. Fuel storage container is located at the following coordinates. Looks like the uranium storage is back this way. Let's go ahead and check that out. The back end of the base here. Let's go ahead and get some of this uranium from the storage. And transfer ingots using I or F to open the cargo container inventory, and we will double click to withdraw all of the uranium. Additionally, we can show connected containers inventories on ships and stations by pressing this button. We can scroll through all the connected containers and see if there's anything of value in them. One of these containers contains additional ore and ice, thruster components, ammunition, so on and so forth. These look like they would be valuable components in constructing their civilization. I'm beginning to believe the rebels at least a little bit more. Let's go ahead back into the control room and see what's going on here. Place the uranium in the ship's reactor. Looks like we need to go downstairs. And we'll give this reactor a kickstart itself. We'll double click and add all of the uranium in. With the uranium in place, it looks like the ship's reactors are coming online. Excellent. I need a grinder tool to get some of the repairs going, and I can find them in the storage. Good bot will point the way. Looks like our tool storage is that way, so let's head to it. Let's go ahead and access this inventory and retrieve a grinder. We can try out the grinder on one of these thrusters down here. We'll go ahead and hit G to access our menu again, and we'll add the grinder to our bar. Notice that only the grinder that we have in our inventory is highlighted and not any of the other ones. Now we'll be able to grind off these old thrusters and repair this new one. Let's go ahead and do that now. Let's try to find the best way down. I think I saw some stairs this way. No access to that cargo container. This looks like a stairway. Looks to be in decent repair. Someone's been working on it for sure. But this large thruster in the back definitely needs to be completed. That'll be our task. This thruster right here can be utilized to build that thruster up there. We can grind down this one's components, and as we do, we'll see them be added to our inventory. Now that we've ground down that thruster, all of its components are in inventory, and we can repair this damaged thruster. Let's get closer to it, pull out our welder, and we can tap just to see if we have all the resources required. It looks like we do, with everything being lit in white, so we'll go ahead and finish welding it. The damaged thruster is now complete. Repair is complete. Excellent. Engineering is a breeze. Now we can refuel the ship's tanks. Let's go ahead and get a look at it. This panel here looks to be set up to the fueling system. Let's go ahead and press 1 to extend the connector. These connectors will light in yellow once they are close enough to make a connection. We will use 2 to lock them together. Now that they are connected, we can see down here that the connection is locked and the fuel is pumping. The fuel has been completed. Let's go ahead and disconnect as instructed. And now the pumps are inactive, but our ship should be primed. Let's go back up to the control panel and open the hangar. We could go all the way back over there, or we can use our jetpack. Let's go ahead and jetpack up since the control room is right here. We'll take these stairs up to the top. And we can see the status of the ship. The reactors are ready. The tank is filled. It has ammunition. Looks like it's ready to go. We'll just open up the roof here. And the hangar doors are opening. Ain't she a beaut? Let's go ahead and enter the flight seat highlighted above. We can press V to enter the third person mode. And from here, we can get a better view of what we're doing. We'll press spacebar to go up, since that's how we're oriented in the cockpit. You can fly to the rendezvous coordinates here in space and link up with the Rebel fleet. Holding Alt again will allow us to get a better view of what's going on around us. Autopilot enabled. That must be the ROS fleet. Now the Terran workers are taking heavy damage. Can utilize the missile turrets using 1, 2, 3, 4 on my hotbar. Let's go ahead and help them out. By pressing 1, we can enter the missile turret. We use the targeting computer. These look like guns that they want us to shoot out. Yeah, maybe next time you should ray shield those ventilation shafts. We did it. They're retreating. Finally, those bastards got a taste of what they've inflicted on us. Run-on sentences, commas, no period in sight. We couldn't have done it without you, but it's not over yet. We still need to take the artifact from them. It mustn't be allowed to remain in the hands of those people who would use its secrets for their own egomaniacal ends. And there we have it, the completion of the first jump, Mission 3, the Ruined Camp. Engineer Bob completed the repairs of the independent Terran workers' frigate and engaged the ROS extermination fleet in orbit. With the space lanes cleared, the independent Terran workers can now begin the ground phase of their plan.